at the Business Daily. Although I see also here at the very top, KRA sasa yawaendea mawakili, yadai ushuru wa uwekezaji wa mabilioni ya pesa za chama cha LSK. Might I have missed anything else of import here? Okay. Oh, this is disturbing. Shakahola, miili ya watoto 131 ya bainika. Zaidi ya watoto 184 waliangamia. But those numbers are astounding. All right, let's see the Business Daily. World Bank reveals new 1.8 trillion shilling loans for Kenya, about 684 billion shillings to fund public sector projects. Kenya turns to multilateral banks for budgetary support. And this particular report is by Constant Munda. And the first few paragraphs of that read, the World Bank has revealed a new 1.8 trillion shilling loan package for Kenya, expected to be disbursed over the next 3 years, beginning July 2024, in what it says will support the journey to become an upper middle income country by 2030. The bank, which is now Kenya's single largest lender, has mobilized the funds through its sister funding agencies as loans and equity investments into Kenyan firms in a major relief to the country that is facing a dollar crisis. The image there is of Equity Managing Director, BCDC Managing Director Celestine Muntwabu, who is on the left, the Group CEO James Mwangi, and Equity Life Assurance Kenya MD Angela Okinda during the investor briefing at the firm's headquarters in Nairobi yesterday. Equity Group subsidiaries deliver half of 34.6 billion shilling profit as Kenya takes 20% hit. And so it reads here in this report by Patrick Alushula that double-digit growth from subsidiaries in the East Africa region lifted Equity Group's net profits to 34.6 billion shillings in the first 9 months of the year, mitigating the 20% dip in earnings from its Kenyan unit. On the ticker, KRA lawyers clash over client cash at a bank. The Kenya Revenue Authority has opened a new battlefront with lawyers as it seeks to collect taxes on interest earned on billions of cash held in client accounts in a far-reaching move that has sent shockwaves in the legal profession. Win for Safaricom in national roaming fees tussle. And it reads, the rates telcos charge rival operators to connect their subscribers in areas where they lack service coverage in Kenya should be negotiated commercially. A study by the communications regulator has said, handing a boost to Safaricom, which has the largest network spread countrywide, and tower operators. So there it is for the Nation Media Group publications. But let's take a look at the Standard quickly, the front page. Politics of fuel. Opposition leader Raila Odinga has renewed his call that the G2G oil deal is between private entities and not the Saudi government. He has called for resignation of officials involved in the deal and a probe by EACC, Auditor General and EPRA. But MP says Parliament has documents. 3 companies at the heart of the saga, but they have come out to say the deal is above board. That was published. Their statement was published in the Saturday Nation, I believe, and you can purchase your copy, access that on epaper.nation.africa. Window Treasury used to get money to finance oil deals. Special report, the Finance Ministry is said to have invoked Article 223 that gives it power to spend money and seek parliamentary approval later. Though it is said to have through this, it is said to have allocated Ministry of Energy money that was not in its budget, 5.9 billion shillings, the initial budget that had been approved by the National Assembly before the start of the 2022-2023 financial year. The ministry had been allocated 5.9 billion shillings, 43 billion shillings. It, however, ended up spending 43. Let me just confirm that figure. Yep, it ended up spending, however, according to the Standard, ended up spending 43 billion shillings drawn from the consolidated fund and another 20 billion shillings that had been raised by the ministry's internal operations without approval by MPs, with the ministry calling up Article 223 of the Constitution to access the funds. The article gives the government leeway to spend on emergencies without having to first seek parliamentary approval, but later get the approval through a supplementary budget. According to the budget document, some of the money was used to pay, quote, subsidies to private financial enterprises. And Raila Odinga here in set, the CS for Energy and Petroleum Churchill and National Treasury CS Njuguna Ndongo have certainly committed criminal offences, abused office, and gone against the Constitution. Intrigues surround exit of Kenya Power boss, and that is in the Financial Standard. And at the very top here, Aviation Authority reawakens Ruto's Western land ghosts. As I read earlier, big story on the Business Daily, World Bank to give Kenya 1.8 trillion shillings in loans and aid. All right, let us take a look at, here's the Star is acting up. Let's first take a look at the People Daily as I seek to figure out the Star, see if it will cooperate. As that happens, let's take a look at the People Daily. Here we go. Fuel saga. Raila wants CSs to quit as Mio leader raises more questions over oil imports, saying Ndongo Churchill must go because cost is yet to come down as promised, and the state fights back. An image here of President William Ruto and the German Chancellor. Let's see. World Bank pledges $12 billion for Kenya. The amount is equivalent to 1.8 trillion shillings and will be disbursed over 3 years, subject to approval by banks' directors. Let's see if I will be able to access the Star. There we go. And here we have it. Maize rice tax waivers cost taxpayer 16 billion shillings. Could be higher as CS didn't disclose surrendered cash as a result of sugar imports. Safeguards food prices remain high and government raises charges to get revenue. More detail on page 6 of the Star. 3 injured as exam papers chopper crashes in Wajir. An image there. Further down, Raila targets CS's Churchill and Ndongo as Middle East oil deal gets murkier. And CIC to probe Natembeya over alleged hate speech remarks, ethnic contempt. Michael Waikenda, Kenya needs an economic recovery plan.